Hey everyone, Elisa here, and in this video, I am going to tell you the 5 things that you should definitely do in your first 30 days of being a new product manager. For those of you who are new here, hello and welcome to my channel where I provide career advice, product content, and adulting content. So if any of that's interesting to you, please subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know the minute I upload a new video. So let's get started. Being a new product manager is really challenging because great product managers intimately know the product, customers, company strategy, limitations, engineering nuances, cross-department relations, and overall historical context of all of the decisions that have been made. So yeah, product managers generally have to keep a lot of stuff in their brain. So being a new product manager is really challenging because you're in this role where you're supposed to know everything, but because you're new, you actually know nothing. And it's especially frustrating for very experienced product managers to get started at a new company because experienced product managers are very accustomed to being the person who knows every detail, can answer every question, and then they are thrown into this new company where they literally don't know what's going on. Now, if you've watched some of my recent videos, you probably are well aware that I recently started at a new company in the product department, and I was really humbled in my first 30 days. I was used to being a principal PM at a tech company, and coming into this new company, I realized I couldn't really weigh in on any strategic conversations. I didn't have good product insight just yet, and let's be honest, I just didn't know what was going on. Which is really hard because, again, I was just so used to being the person who had all the answers. But I promise there's good news. There are certain things that you can do if you're a new PM that will really help you get onboarded quickly and be as successful as possible. So what I want to do is talk about the 5 things that you should definitely do in your first 30 days of onboarding as a new product manager. So let's just dive right into that list. So the first thing you want to do in your first 30 days as a product manager is learn the product. And the best way to learn the product is to use the product. Put yourself in the shoes of your customers and actually sign up for the product, use the product every day, try to understand all aspects of how your customers use the product so that you understand everything your product does, and you also start to get familiar with how people might be using your product as well as opportunities for how your product can be improved. So again, I just started a new job and I immediately signed up for the product that we're selling, and I've been using it really frequently, and this has helped me understand different parts and features of the product as well as opportunities for the product going forward. So the second thing you'll want to do in your first 30 days is set up a lot of one-on-one meetings. Seriously, a lot of one-on-one meetings. In my first 30 days at my company, I had 34 one-on-ones. Yes, I did go to my calendar and count every one-on-one. And even though that's a lot of meetings, it's really important to make sure you're setting up these one-on-ones because as a PM, you'll need to interact with people from every single department within your organization. So definitely recommend that you set up one-on-ones with all of the engineers, designers, and product people that you will be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. That's kind of foundational. But I also recommend that you set up one-on-ones with design leaders, engineering leaders, marketing, sales, customer success, and support. So the third thing you'll want to do in your first 30 days is start to familiarize yourself with the company strategy as well as the product strategy. As a PM, you need to intimately understand your company's goals, the North Star metrics, as well as the product roadmap. because it's ultimately your duty to make sure that your product and its roadmap are contributing to your company's goals and are helping your company thrive. So get access to the product roadmap, ask that someone walk you through the roadmap, and make sure you understand kind of everything that's going to be happening in the next 3, 6, 9 months, and even the next year. I would also ask your manager if there's any documents you can have access to that outline the more holistic company strategy. You'll also want to learn the competitive landscape because this often impacts your company strategy as well as your product decisions. The fourth thing you'll want to do in your first 30 days is talk to customers. Lots and lots of customers. As a product manager, you really need to understand your customers and empathize with them so that you can build product features that solve your customers' problems. So set up customer calls, or at least shadow other people's customer calls, shadow customer success calls and sales calls. Maybe ask if you can shadow someone on the support team to learn what your customers are chatting in about. And if your company uses a product like Gong, ask if you can listen to some of the recorded customer calls. You really want to intimately understand everything that you can about your customers because ultimately you are building a product for your customers. So do as much as you can to really get in your customers' shoes. All right, and last but not least, the fifth thing I recommend you do in your first 30 days is shadow a fellow product manager. Now sure, if you're an experienced product manager, you probably understand the ins and outs of what product management is like day to day, but trust me, product operates a tiny bit differently in every single organization. So it's important to really understand how your organization functions in the product department, and the best way to understand that is to just shadow a fellow PM. Not only will you learn a lot about how things are done at the organization, but you'll also form a strong relationship with a fellow product manager, which is always nice. So there you have it. Those are 5 things that I highly recommend you do in your first 30 days of being a product manager. I know being a new product manager is really hard and it's a very humbling experience. But if you're able to do these 5 things in your first 30 days, you'll definitely be giving yourself a leg up going forward. And also keep in mind that everyone in the organization knows that being a new product manager is hard. And they're actually not really expecting you to deliver a lot of value in those first 30 days. So be easy on yourself and know that those first 30 days are really there for you to learn and grow so that you can become the strongest product manager possible going forward. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it also lets me know that this content is helpful for you. And if you want to hear more from me, please subscribe. I'll also do a little plug because I have a pretty fun video coming up next, so you might want to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you know the minute I upload that new video. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, friends. Let's do this. Gotta find the old script to do though. I'm gonna redo that. Spectrum of thing. My script's upside down. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So the fourth. So